west of Chicago, there is a small, secluded cemetery known as Bachelor's Grove, and it is one of the most haunted places in the United States. Author Brian K. Morris brings you a collection of writings that will help you navigate this ghostly graveyard, if you dare. The Haunting Scripts of Bachelor's Grove is available now on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Welcome to Nevermind, the Furthermore, with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, and former mortician's assistant. Beware, beware. That might not be a phone jingling in your pocket. Join the Nevermorians for morning mischief and madness at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. Your sense of humor is the only thing you need to wear.
Good morning, and how the heck are you this morning? Hope you had a fantastic weekend. I'm Brian K. Morris, obviously, because that's what Meredith Walkman was talking about just now. And welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore for October 19th, or excuse me, October 19th, 2020. I've got the date wrong in today's episode. I'll have to fix that. Anyway, glad you're here. And whether you're watching live and can interact with me or you're watching a rerun, your presence is greatly appreciated. And if you're watching on Facebook, please give the page you're watching a like, whether it's Rising Tide Publications or Indie Vent, which, by the way, in early November, Indie Vent's got something coming up, another virtual con that you're going to dig. And if you're watching us on YouTube, which you should be, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because it helps in our visibility. Also, ring that bell so you'll be notified of any future videos. And we're going to start doing some original stuff soon, so you'll be wanting to see that. And this episode is powered by GeekInsider.com, RisingTide.pub, as well as being sponsored today by PlasmaFireGraphics.com. When the look of your book matters to you, check out Plasma Fire Graphics. Well, we're already getting comments, and I see a couple cool ones I definitely want to launch into. So let's start talking, all right? And we're going to start out with David Atkins from YouTube. Glad to see you, David. Hello to everyone, Nevermorian, and welcome for another lovely time with Brian and the Hanging Tassels. Well, I only see one here. Where's yours? We look forward to giving you smiles and snarky remarks to brighten your day, so sit back and enjoy. And thank you very much, David. And Carleen, hello all to you, too. And Phil Lockler, Demon Phil. Morning, y'all. Good to see you, Demon Phil. By the way, check out our other show, Clever Title Pending, last Tuesday. Phil Lockler, a great broadcaster and creator, was on, and it was a plethora of knowledge of warm, soapy information that will soothe your very soul itself. So definitely check out from last Tuesday. And don't forget, tomorrow night on Clever Title Pending, we're having the return of author Amy Hale, and we're looking forward to that. And we're going to get a snootful for that one. Amy drinks during her broadcasts, and in honor of her, so will I. And Phil Lockler, hey Brian, hey Phil, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. And Carl Wismans, jolts into consciousness. Huh? Yeah, same with me. Yeah, I was a minute late this morning because I was doing some other stuff. And time got away from me as it frequently does. And there he is, great creator, Matt Shore. Good morning, Brian, and good morning, Nevermore. It's Matt Shore. Good to see you. Matt put in some information about that Kickstarter you got coming up for that brand new project here. So, okay, Brian Rodman says, good morning, my fellow Brian and Nevermore. Let the shenanigans begin. They have begun, my brother. We are ready for shenaniganating. Anyway, I just made that word up and I said it right the first time. Anyway, we're screwing the language on this show, I'm telling you, and doing it hard. Oh, and things that were speaking of things that happened over the weekend, we hope you all had a great weekend, and we want to thank Sean D. Hilton and everyone associated with Kokomo Con this last weekend. It was a fantastic affair. Had a good turnout. Started out a little slow, but we had a great turnout toward after about an hour or so, and got to see some of my dear friends came over, and also got to hang out with some really cool stuff. We've got a great picture of half a dozen of us going out to dinner afterwards. We had a fantastic couple of hours at dinner, just laughing and swapping stories and just having a really good time, just cracking each other up. It was a great night and lovely drive home. It was worth it. Now I've got one more personal appearance, and that will be on Halloween, October 31st. I will be appearing at Castle Perilous at 107 West Main in Carbondale, Illinois, at the edge of the Southern Illinois University campus. It's a great gaming and comic and book shop, and y'all ought to come down. I'll be appearing with Nathan Bonner, and I'll be having Cookie with me. So please show up for that. We would love to see you. It's been probably about 2 years since I've been in the Carbondale area, so I hope my Southern Illinois peeps will come out and see me. And Christian Basil is here, and we're going to say some nice things about Christian. Arise, Monday Morris monster. Rise up and violent smack the rooster who awakes you at this hour. It is Monday, I say. Go back to sleep. Who does Mondays anyway? Just losers like me. Christian Basil. And I see somebody's going to congratulate him. Seriously, we want to get to that, but we'll get first to Charles F. Millhouse. Glad to see you and Marianne this last week. And holy cats, did we have fun or what? Also want to say hello to Archie Cunningham, who is an amazing storyteller and a fantastic artist. And we had, like I said, we had a memorable time. Cookie and I are still glowing from Saturday night, and the food. Oh, dear God, the food. We try to eat till we're about 80% full, but what we had was so good. Cookie couldn't finish ours, so I helped her, and I had just eaten my own. It was part of the onion, and I made a total hog of myself. And I regret nothing. Anyway, it was a good time. We got to do it again soon, my man. We got to do it again soon. And speaking of, there she is, Teresa Dunn from YouTube. Good morning, Brian and Nevermore. Good morning to you, Teresa. Good to see you here. And Teresa's getting closer on her publication of her next book, Poetry Expressions, too. So it's doing well. But anyway, Charles F. Millhouse says, it's Monday. Make the week a good one. Well, we're off to a good start already now that you're here. And Brian Rodman says, let's all congratulate Christian Basil for reaching 39,000 likes on his Facebook page for The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS this weekend. Way to go, dude. Yeah. Hashtag 39,000 Shades of Christian. Now, we've got 2 weeks. And seriously, I think he can get to 40. I would love to see him get to 40. So if you are watching this right now and you have even a scintilla of enjoyment out of Doctor Who, if you get that from it, look up on Facebook, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. It's a great backstory for that show. And it's a fantastic show, too. I always enjoy the conversations on there. And it's organized. That's what gets me. Anyway, but seriously, it's a great show. And if you're wondering what the heck we are talking about, and this is Christian's face probably when he saw the 39,000. Yeah. It's like, holy cats, they were right. They were right. And anyway, but it's a very, very wonderful show, and Christian deserves all the accolades he can get for that. Yeah, see? And Yeah, and 3 out of 13 doctors agree. But then again, there's always one in the crowd, you know. But anyway, anyway, here's a little taste of what you can expect from the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
Check out Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, legendofthetravelingtardis.com. Also the page on Facebook. Give that a like. Help Christian Basil get to 40,000 subscribers before Thanksgiving, before Halloween. Let's go for Halloween, all right? Anyway, he's doing a fantastic job, and it's well earned. So everyone, please check out that broadcast and become part of the legend. Anyway, let's get back to our comments here. And good morning, all from Facebook, from Mr. Eric Hawkins. Eric, good to see you. And Eric showed me some artwork he got done this week, and you gonna love it. You're gonna love it. We're gonna have some news on it soon, I think. I don't think I've heard an official announcement about the trade paperback, although big secret, Eric and I are doing something for it. Anyway, for Hybrids, the Sons of Gods, it is a wildly successful series, and is just going from strength to strength. And Eric and I have done a couple pages for the for Luke Stone's Amazing Creation. And I like that you accidentally hit the end show video. Yep, it's definitely Monday. Yeah, Christian, I did. I was trying to hurry to get on here because I realized it was like 10:01 and I hadn't broadcast yet. I'm like, oh crap, I'm trying to be on time. I do better than most people, I like to think, as far as promptness. You know, if I tell you I'm on at 10 o'clock, I'm pretty much there at 10. Not everyone is that dedicated. But then again, I tell people I have such a mania for being timely, for showing up on time, that I qualify as a Batman villain. So, but anyway, Teresa Dunn at YouTube is so excited. She sees Carl. She sees Carleen. Yay! And Becky Chapman. Rebecca and Chapman. Hi, good morning. Great introduction. Thank you, Becky. I appreciate that. And also BeckyChapmanArt.com. Check out Becky. She's an amazing fine artist, and she does commissions, and you will love her work. And she's an adorable lady. Wow. Glad to see you here, Becky. Hope your morning's going well. Much love from Cookie and me. And Carla Colleen says, hey, Teresa. And Jeffrey Hayes, good morning, all. Hope you're making it a great Monday. Check out PlasmaFireGraphics.com and Plasma Fire Graphics on Facebook. And you saw the spot at the top of the show. When the look of your book matters to you, check out Plasma Fire Graphics. They've done some great work on my book trailers, and Jeffrey's just a wonderful guy. And we were talking about, Charles and I were talking about you. Nothing but love. Nothing but love, Jeffrey. Seriously. But check out the work. And hire this man too. And Carl Winsman says, good morning to Teresa and Carly and David. And Brian Wensloff on Facebook says, good morning. Morning to you, brother. Hope you're having a great morning. Check out Clever Tile Painting a week from this coming Tuesday, when we will have Brian on, a great broadcaster, talking about comics and wrestling and all kinds of stuff. And it will be his birthday, so you can wish him a happy birthday and take him over your knee and give him the paddling he deserves. And Becky says, my website is www.beckychapmandesign.com. I knew I got it wrong. I knew if I said it wrong, I'd get you to correct me. But anyway, please check that out. And in fact, everybody, please put in your links this morning, all right? Whether it is a business you own, a creative endeavor, Kickstarter, or a charity that you're fond of, please put it in the comments, and let's share this video with other people, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook. Share it so that other people can see the folks you hang out with. And hey, David, Carl says, Carleen. You can tell they're an item. Feel the love. And Teresa Dunn, getting closer to my book coming out. Yes, we're hoping we can get that done this week, in fact, or at least get to the next step. Full disclosure, we've got everything done. We had some corrections to make inside and out. And then once we've made them, Teresa and I are going to upload the files this week. or she is. I'm just going to nag her. And then following that, she'll read the proof copy, check it for purity and goodness, and then we're pulling the trigger on that bad boy. All right. And speaking of bad boy, there he is. Bad boy, bad boy. What you going to do? You call Ted Davies Artistry. That's who. Anyway, good morning. He brings the covfefe. God bless you, Ted. Oh, my goodness. We need it so bad this morning. And anyway, good morning to you. Ted Davies Artistry on Facebook, Ted Davies Artistry on YouTube, and TedDaviesArtistry.com. Check out the work of this amazing artist and writer. And hey, Philip Thompson, good to see you, man. Been loving your Inktober work on Instagram. Good stuff. Good stuff indeed. And Jeffrey Hayes said, hope you guys had a great time at the con this weekend. Looks like you did from the photos on Facebook. We did. And that's the one thing about my peer group. You hear about creatives like going to the bars and getting rowdy and drunk. The only thing we did, I think, was be demanding of our waitress. That was about the only thing. But no, we had a great time. Thank you, Jeffrey. We would, one day we got to get you to one of these shows and really make it really a special event. Although this was a special event, we had a fantastic time, and also. Molly Daniels was with us. I forgot to mention Molly. She's an angel. Plus, we had Cookie and Marianne Millhouse, and half dozen of us just had a blast. It was a good day. It was a great convention. Again, thank you, Sean and Austin, for putting it on. And plus, thank you to everyone who attended Kokomo Con. We appreciate you coming by. And also, I got to see some people I hadn't talked to in ages, Jessica Wettig and Richard Hendricks, but two of them. Just all kinds of great people. I always look forward to Kokomo Con. It is a good time. And hey, who made you coffee this morning, girly? Says Carl Witzman. We're going to see a fist fight. Carl's going to lose. And Charles F. Millhouse says, howdy, Ted. And hello, Nurse Carly says, gets it from David Atkins now. And Philip Thompson, who you vote for? Philip, we're not going to talk politics on this show ever, unless I bring it up. And with any luck, I won't. I'm not going to tell anyone who I vote for. That's between me, the polling place, and God. I will say I'm not voting for anyone currently holding an office right now, except for one person. I am thoroughly disgusted with the political process, and the only person I'm going to vote for is our governor, because I really admire the way he's been handling the COVID-19 thing. But I actually don't like any of the candidates I've seen so far. So I still haven't made up my mind who I am voting for. But I am not voting for a lot of people. And I'm not voting for a lot of their challengers either. I'm a libertarian. I got another choice. Anyway, good grief, says Teresa Dunn. Oh yeah, and doing it hard, drank. Thank you, Carly. Let the innuendo flow. And Carl Winsman says, if you use the secret code of Treat15 on Lulu, any book you buy is 15% off, but it's only good till the 23rd. Well, would you suggest, Carly, would you suggest some good books for us to use that 15% discount on? Like, say, The Mad Gasser Cheerleader of Calhoun County by Carl Witzman, or, and I know Carly's got a bunch of books out, so please check them out. Ted Davies says, new interviews this week on my YouTube channel. Jake Estrada, I like him. Jake's a good guy. And Aaron Dowan, our showcase on TED Talks. Check it out and thank you. Yes, Ted Davies Artistry on YouTube. Please check it out. Subscribe, like, the usual drill. And you'll like it. Ted's a really laid back, really thorough interviewer. He really gets to the heart of the person, just like Phil Locklear. Talking about, not just what they do, but how they do it and why. So please check out Ted Davies Artistry on YouTube. He does some great shows. Plus, he does a monthly cigar appreciation show that I'm digging. And I'm not a cigar smoker, so I'm not a smoker at all. I'm rarely even on fire. But anyway, what we got? I got barbed by a catfish over the weekend. First time ever. 40 soothing years of fishing. It was the first time a catfish got me. Oh, Eric, I'm sorry. Eric, did you not hold the bait in your fist hard enough? What happened? Because Carl Witzman can tell you all about catfisting. if you were doing that. And anyway, Eric Hawkins, were you catfisting immediately? Dr. Carl Witzman comes up to the fore here to save a human life. Anyway, yeah. I guess Eric didn't have his bikini on tight enough. Phil Locklear says, tonight, a special edition of Hell of a Show consecrating the launch this morning of Rob Multari's Nightwolf trade paperback on Kickstarter. That looks exciting. Very cool. Don't miss the panel of talent tonight. Go to Demon Nation Sensation, not sensation, but sensation on YouTube. That's going to be a great show. Please check out Phil Locklear's channel, and definitely when you get to that Demon Nation Sensation page, give that definitely subscribe to that and ring that bell, because Phil's doing all kinds of cool stuff. And again, Phil, thank you so much for being on Clever Tile Pending last week. You were the bomb diggity, you know what I'm saying? And Phil Locklear continues. Also go to Kickstarter for Multari's Nightwolf Volume 1 Urban Fantasy Werewolf Coming of Age Drama. And everyone knows, read it. Everyone knows that we love our Coming of Werewolf Age books. And please check it out before it becomes the next Hallmark movie, right? Anyway, no, that sounds really good. I'm gonna have to check that out myself. And Charles at Millhouse, there will be announcements soon about Pulp Reality #1. When? Real soon, not fake soon, but real soon. I am excited, and I picked up the latest Captain Hawkland book. I'm going to sign my little card. I'm probably gonna have it laminated and let everybody know that I am one of Captain Hawkland's fans here. Seriously. Check out the work of Charles F. Millhouse. Check out stormgatepress.com. You'll be glad you did, and so will he. And including a great novelette, The Seduction of Lily Monroe. Carl, that's the one I was trying to think of, The Seduction of Lily Monroe. I gotta get that from you, Carly. I really do. I keep forgetting. I zone out. But anyway, check it out. The Seduction of Lily Monroe, the Mad Gasser cheerleader of Calhoun County. In fact, check out all of Carly's books on Lulu, and use that Treat15 code at the checkout to get yourself a 15% discount on some good reading material. David Atkins says, I listen to many coaches' video tutorials and more about using internet for money, and they lack a lot of potholes and more that refuse to give info on. Google ads are as useful as their advice. Yeah. There are people that do Amazon ads, advertising. In fact, advertising in general. But you got to sift around and see who can help you. Whose advice reaches out and touches you, and not in a creepy sort of way. But anyway, the thing is, David, if you're using this business to make money, if you're broadcasting or writing to make money, get out of it now. You're as to paraphrase Jack Kirby, it's going to break your heart, kid. We should be doing this for the love and for the networking, and money is great. Don't deny that. But if you're doing it just for that, you're gonna get raked over the coals. And there she is, my darling Caitlin M. Stewart. Ha ha ha! Mwah, Caitlin, love your avatar. How elegant, how adorable it is. Just want to hug you with that face there. Anyway, Caitlin, glad to have you here. It's been so long since I've talked to you. Hope you're doing well, hon. Put in links to all the cool stuff you do. And Carl Westman says, you kids, I remember when the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS only had 39,000 likes way back in 2020, eh? And just before he tells you, get off of my Gallifreyan lawn. And that's awesome for the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Isn't that, though? And Kate, that's where Caitlin and I met. Please check out the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Let's get Christian to 40,000 people before the end of this episode, all right? You can check him out on the Facebook, and that's where he gets all those likes, and that's where he earns them. He puts out a great show. Phil Locklear says, I may have to start looking into Doctor Who. That many followers, it must be worth a view or two. It's not many intellectual properties last over 50 years. And the thing is, Doctor Who, just in my lifetime, has gone from a cult program, at least here in America, from a cult program to an international sensation. In fact, most of the time when they announce a new Doctor in Great Britain, it leads the news that day. It's like no more oxygen for planet Earth. But before we get to that, we want to announce the brand new actor portraying the Doctor on Doctor Who. But we've been a fan since 1980, and I have enjoyed that show. In fact, it may be my actual favorite show ever. I'm coming to realize. Well, even the 50th anniversary, which was two doctors ago, that turned into an incredible event. Even the announcement like I said, the announcement was of Peter Capaldi becoming the new Doctor, was broadcast live in 75 nations. Plus, it's just a darn good show. It really is. So definitely, Phil. As I tell people, I recommend either starting with Rose, the first Christopher Eccleston show, or actually, I tell a lot of people, check out the 1996 Paul McGann movie. Paul McGann only portrayed the Doctor on screen twice, and he was incredible. Plus, the movie introduces you to a lot of the concepts that the show revolves around, such as regeneration, multiple lives, etc. And also has Eric Roberts as a very over-the-top master, his deadliest friend. Anyway, a lot of great stuff on that show. And seriously, Phil, I'll help guide you through it. But check out Christian's show. He is amazing. Carl Witzman says, if someone wanted that one, yes, Carly. And why would they not? I ask you, Carl. Charles F. Millhouse, join my Facebook group, join the conversation, promote yourself, support others, and have fun. And that's at author Charles F. Millhouse Presents. That is a great, great page. I love checking in with that every day. And you will too. And who is that I see here? Oh, there's all kinds of cool people. I just shot past a lot of them. I am so behind in the comments, and I apologize, folks. We'll catch up. And hello from artist Trevor Hawkins. Mwah to you, Trevor. Hope your weekend went well, buddy. Good to see you here, as always. And Carl Wester says, David, the only ones that make a lot of money online are the people who sell you a book on how to make money online. Duh. Yeah. Pretty much. That's why I tell people that I'm actually working on some instructional videos, but I'm not promising to make you a best-selling author. I can't. I've never done it. I feel what's the kindest word? Disingenuous for even thinking I could, which I don't. But I might be able to teach you to be Brian Morris. You could do worse. And there she is. There's our darling Cindy Kemp, who. I see the sound effects over her head. Lurk. Anyway, Cindy Kemp, CKOEPP.com. Check out that website. Also, sign up for her Bombdigglyicious newsletter. It is a great read every third week of the month. Should be coming out in a couple weeks. And also, check out her books like Animal Eye, her brand new game lit book, as well as her work on Amazon and bearpublications.com. And she is awesome. We love you, Cindy. And David Atkins, this year we are in many new websites and much more refuse to actually give realistic advice on how to make money as a writer, artist, or even as a filmmaker. Get info from real creators. Yeah. Seriously, I tell people, if you want to know how someone did it, you've got Facebook. Write them and ask them. The worst they can do is not answer. And I'm way behind on some of my PMs from the late last week and getting ready for Kokomo Con on Saturday, but yeah, just reach out and ask someone. Seriously, I've had a couple people just this morning, friends of mine, who were like, what do you know about self-publishing? Just so happens I have a little bit of info on that. So anyway, and great to know, Carl, says Teresa Dunn. And David Atkins says, Carl, that is so much more true than people wish to admit. Yeah, that's true. It is true. And a lot of people that do book information, such as book launchers, they tell you, especially if you have a nonfiction book, become an expert in your field and create a course. And then here we go. Now let's let Brian have some time to talk about Kokomo Con, please. Yeah. No, we had a fantastic time, and I have to say that it was as safe an environment as I have been in public in ages. When we got there, the temperature was taken by everyone, and I didn't even have to drop my pants this time. Then we went immediately. We were taken immediately to our table. We were given help in. We were offered help in unloading our materials. Fortunately, Cookie and I have condensed our stuff so we can do it easily between the two of us. But we thank them nonetheless. And then we loved it when Sean D. Hilton of Comics Cubed and Kokomo. Please check out that page too, especially Wednesday when they have their. I believe it's Wednesday they're going to have an online sale again. But Sean had like every hour or two said, Kokomo Con volunteers, please check please check to make sure everyone is wearing their mask properly over their mouth and their nose. Be rude. Which we like because we're kind of ardent pro-maskers. And then periodically Sean would get on the air and said, hope you're having a good time at Kokomo Con. We want to remind you, please wear your masks properly. If you do not comply with our mask wearing and sanitation rules, you will be escorted out of the building and you will not receive any refund of your admission. So, yay. So yeah, and it was a wonderful time and got in some great conversations with our readers and with other creators. It was so good to see some of you. No, actually, it was good to see all of you. I did not have one single bad interaction that day, except with myself. I realized I'd forgot part of my stock at home, and I was more than annoyed with myself. But anyway, and Teresa does says, yes, let's let Brian run his show. Well, that's more than Brian's able to do, but thank you for the thought, Teresa. I love you. David Atkins says, easiest way to make money would be to publish a book about how to, and then get on the social media sites and comment, then go to websites about the craft you're doing and comment. Hashtag spam sells. Okay, I think you mean spam, right? No, we don't endorse spamming at all. There's a way to do this without making it painful and with making it fun. By the way, check out risingtide.pub for all your book needs. We're on Amazon and Smashwords. Thank you very much, folks. And Brian Wesloff says Reels and Heels official podcast threadless.com. Please check that out. That is a good show. He does good. And how was Kokomo Con? Philip, we had a blast. I'm sorry you didn't make it, man. But it was a great, great time. And Kokomo is the one that's in the Beach Boys song. Make no mistake about it. It was only an hour away from Indianapolis, an hour away from Lafayette. Cookie and I just had a sensational time. And like I said, the best part was after hours when we went and had dinner with our good friends. Phil Locklear said, looking for digital marketing and management assistance on your upcoming crowdfunding campaign? He knows a guy. Check it out right there. Check out Dark with an E, DARKE Enterprises, and talk to Phil Locklear. When we get around to doing our Kickstarter, we may be in touch, young man. We may be in touch, and we're getting closer every day. Charles at Millhouse, we got a bit loud. I'm surprised they didn't tell us to pipe down. That's the way it is with all the time we get together, and it's not just you, it's me. I admit it. Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't say anything. Although I was pleasantly surprised when apparently the manager came up and asked, "Well, how's your waitress doing?" And we're like, "Oh my God, she is performing at superhuman levels." Because there were some of us who were a little finicky, shall we say, very meticulous in our ordering. I'm relatively easy to please, especially when you bring me sirloin steak and ribs, and compliments to Texas Roadhouse cooks in Kokomo, Indiana. That I had trouble eating the ribs, mostly because you pick up a rib and the meat was cooked so well it fell off the bone. I had to use a knife and fork to eat it. It was glorious. And the steak was perfect, absolutely perfect. So heartiest congratulations to our staff. And Brandy, Brandy, our waitress. I know you're not listening, but there's at least half a dozen of us that love you sincerely. You did a fantastic job. You checked on us. You catered to our little eccentricities, and you had a great sense of humor while efficiently making sure we were being taken care of. And Brandy, you are a fine girl with a good. Never mind, that's a song. Anyway, no, seriously, our wait person went above and beyond. All right, definitely earned her tips. And speaking of earning her tips, there's a lady with tips to give. Anyway, Meredith Loughran, good morning, Nevermore. Meredith, I hope you're having a great morning so far. Check out the indie event the first weekend of November. She's got some good stuff coming up, and we'll be participating in the indie event again. So anyway, we're glad you're here, Meredith, and we hope you're having a good morning. And also check out wildoneforever.com. Get your weekday started the right way with some positive influences, all right? Meredith has got that and more. And hold on a second. DJs have a mute button where they can cough if they catch the button in time, and that's what we just used. Brian Wensoff on Facebook.com, Reels and Heels Officials. Check it out. And if you have more questions about Reels and Heels, you can ask Brian when he appears on Clever Title Pinning a week from Tuesday. At 8 p.m. Eastern, at 7 p.m. Central. And also, don't forget, tomorrow night, we are having the return of author Amy Hale. You loved her before. You've loved her every time she's been on. Well, she'd love to love you right back, and she will be here soon. All right? We'll see her tomorrow night. It's going to be a great time. And Carl, he who knows how to treat morning Carly. Yes, there we go. Well, Cookie made me coffee, and that's why we get along so well. I sit here in abject worship of her. For me, probably. Yep. And Carl Witzman first mocks Carly with his laughter and then says, hello, great giantess of the online medias. Oh, yeah. And Teresa Dunn said, David, I sold my book by promoting it. Yeah, you got to, right? You can't be shy about it. The day of letting your work speak for itself, it's over. It's dead. It's so decomposed you can't even smell the remains anymore. But yeah, you gotta beat your drum. You gotta toot your own horn, because God knows this day and age, very few people will do it for you, especially when you're starting. So the best thing to do is, just like, Teresa is a great example. She reached out to people, got information on how to do this, started networking. She's got a good start on a great network for her work. And I'm predicting she's gonna make some sales records when Poetry Expression 2 comes out. David Atkins says, best thing lately I noticed is that many spammers have stopped commenting and spreading off social media. Have not seen much spammers except in my messenger texts lately. Anyone notice the same? I get it on my YouTube channel occasionally, but I'm fairly new there, so I kind of expect it. But there's a wonderful block button on there, and I use it so much that I could probably, my blocking muscles could probably lift the front end of a major vehicle. But yeah, and the thing is, there is a trick to not being a spammer, and you still get your message out. There are many, many great people out there. Go to Skillshare.com or go to YouTube and find out how to market what you do. Brian Rodman says, everyone check out Andrew Morris, no relation, and his amazing podcast, What the Niche Podcast. He interviews creators, artists, writers, teachers, actors, etc., and explores misconceptions and stereotypes and finds common ground we can all relate to. I won't be surprised when the show ends up as an NPR segment. Go check it out. I've got that on my list of things to do. I'm going to write it down again on this other sheet of paper I just found. And What the Niche Podcast. Yeah, and speaking of shows, especially after the first year, I'm looking at expanding the Rising Tide Network broadcasting. I'm going to start another nighttime show, probably about comic books. We're going to take a positive spin on them. And thank you very much, Brian Rodman. Appreciate you, my fellow Brian, so much. Also, check out brianrodman.com, where you can see his amazing, amazing books. Check out his comics. It's amazing stuff. I'm really loving his work. And I'd say that even if he wasn't here. But seriously, we want to do a book that's positive about comics. I have had it up to here with advocating for industry politicking in the industry. There are camps that represent certain points of views in comics that I think are not just toxic, but I think hold the medium back. And I get it. We all have an axe to grind, but I want to celebrate comics. I want to point out work that could be better, but I also want to point out stuff that maybe you aren't reading right now that might flip your switch. And we're looking at a Thursday night around 8:00, and I will be when I'm ready to do. I'm in the middle of a couple deadlines right now, and I don't want to start it during NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month, but we definitely want to check that out and see if we can build an audience for our comics. Anyway, please check it out. But anyway, check out Andrew Morris and that amazing niche podcast, What the Niche podcast. Anyway, Charles at Millhouse says Saturday night, it was a blast. Well over 600 in the door. I sold a lot of books, but bought a lot more comics. Yeah, I think I'm about $5 under because I bought books. I didn't buy any comics, I don't think, this time. My friend Dave gave me a couple because we share a love of comics and a deep friendship, and we try to help each other out like that. But and this will give you an idea. It's like I wasn't looking for anything expensive. I wasn't looking for anything out of the ordinary. But he brought me like a couple of DC comics. One was a very old Sugar and Spike with a loose cover, and I'm like, I don't care. I own it now. This is great. Thank you, Dave. And then he also brought me an issue of The Adventures of Jerry Lewis. Yes, at one point, DC Comics has licensed actual actors and comedians. Alan Ladd, the actor from the 40s, had his own comic book for a while. Dale Evans had a comic at DC for a while, as well as trying to think. Jerry Lewis and Bob Hope. Actually, it started out as Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, but when the team broke up in real life, Jerry Lewis carried on the title, and for a while, both Jerry Lewis and Bob Hope were written by Arnold Drake, who created the Doom Patrol. Funny stuff. But yeah, 600 was really good. That's more than I anticipated seeing at the show. What with the My Sharona, Miley Cyrus, Peter pandemic going on. But we had a bunch of great souls, and just about everybody was really good about wearing the mask properly. I don't think I saw anyone there without one. They wouldn't have gotten in the door. I know Sean. He would have put up with that for a heartbeat. And it was a safe and fun show. I don't think anyone left not having a good time. A lot of smiles, a lot of laughs, some great stuff. I bought mostly books, including one. I completed a trilogy I'd been looking for about 20 years. And, of course, I picked up a Captain Hawkland and Tales of the Weird and Unexpected. And Jessica Wedding's first book. It was a great day. Great day indeed. We had fun. And Teresa Dunn said also sold her book on her own to lots of people in my church and around town. Exactly. She just went up and said, "Hey, I've got a book. Would you like to buy it?" I'm really proud of it. And that's what you need to do. And that's what you can do online without sounding like you're spamming. And Amy Hale, there she is. Mwah! Good morning, all. Amy, thank you for being here. And thank you for consenting to be on Clever Title Pending tomorrow night at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central Time. Amy's got a new book coming down the pipeline. That is going to be awesome. She's told me about it. I've seen the cover. Ooh, it's good. It's good stuff. And anyway, you'll get to interrogate her. She is part of the Havenwood Falls franchise and puts out a lot of books. And she's also got some great advice. She's one of my go-to people when I have a question. We all have that guru. Well, Amy Hale is my inspiration. She is fantastic. Phil Locklear says this week on Demon Phil's start again. Take two, Brian. Hey, Phil Locklear, good to see you on Facebook. This week on Demon Phil's Hell of a Show, Tuesday, we have Steph Wilson, and Thursday, it's going to be Andrew Russell Burkett. Check it out at the Demon Nation Sensation channel on YouTube. Good stuff on there. And also, check out his unscripted show on the weekends. It is fun. It is funny. It is a great time. David Atkins, Teresa, I sold my first book was rabid by many as they talked about it. I did it once and hated it afterwards. Any business owner, they understand being a bulldog and not backing down. Yeah, Archie Cunningham is a good guy to study. He's an artist that we hung out with at Kokomo Con. And he was, oh my gosh, he was Henri Compon level marketer there, and I don't know that I can do that sort of aggressive marketing, but he did really well at Kokomo Con. I think we all did. I think we did better than we anticipated, which was, for the uncertainty of the season, we all did well. I actually did well. If I hadn't spent all that books, I'd have had a profit. But anyway, you have to beat your drum. You have to get your message out there. The trick is finding a way that doesn't annoy people. Like Teresa Dunn doesn't annoy people. No backing down. Still selling copies. Yep, she tells her message. She presents her book, and she does a great job. She really does. I'm really proud of her. Oh, we got so many cool people coming up. Let's get to your comments. I'm so far behind. I apologize. Soon to be featured in a comic book. Let your chest show your support. Sizes small through 4 extra large. Not that size matters. Go to Etsy.com. Check out the Demonation t-shirts. Get that soft fabric caressing your most sensitive parts. Demon Phil will thank you, and your sensitive parts will thank you too. David Atkins, any and all business owners, whether art books, film creators, will always tell you to never listen to the critics, then they keep moving. Finding the path at work is the work. There isn't one path. That's true. There is more than one way to do it. I have to check myself to prevent myself from saying you've got to. Now, there are certain things in publishing you do have to do. Mostly in terms of the rules that other people set up. For instance, you can't show genitalia on Amazon, on your Amazon book cover. You cannot have vulgarities on your cover, I don't believe. And also the content, of course, you can't do anything with the best way to generalize it is to say you cannot involve erotic. You cannot publish erotica on Amazon that involves non-consent in any way, shape, or form, or anyone or anything that cannot give informed consent. So there are limitations, and there are you gottas in this business, any creative business. But otherwise, you got to find the way to go. And here we go. David Atkins continues, Brian, we have been through the marketing of our products for a while. Do you find it easier as the venues and paths change? I find it easier to push forward, but the paths still change. I'm more motivated than ever, David. That's a good comment there. I am more motivated than ever. But yes, the paths change. The algorithms on the social platforms change continually. And that's where a network is very useful, because you hit a road mine because Amazon or Facebook or Instagram or Twitter have changed their algorithms and make it harder for you to get your message out at either low or no expense. And sorry, we're a little reflex there. And but you just work around it. You work with it until you figure out the way to get around it, and know that it will change again. And I see so many people that say, well, it keeps changing, I'm going to quit. You know what? You shouldn't have gotten into it in the first place. Like I say, and Charles Millhouse and I had a good conversation this weekend about people who do this strictly for the money. It's not a good path to take. And there's a lot of things, really you can't do. You also can't compare yourself to other people. Unless you're doing it to challenge yourself. And I really believe you shouldn't you shouldn't compare yourself to the top of your industry. It's like I play guitar after work in my garage, and I want to go pro. Why am I not Eric Clapton? Why am I not enjoying that level of success? Well, you didn't work for it. You got to pay your dues, as they say. Anyway, and you got to get smarter as you go. And Robert Beatty talking about getting smarter as we go. There he is, Robert Beatty. Good morning, Dr. Morris. Good morning to you, Professor Beatty. How are you this morning? Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend, Robert. I had one, and I hope yours was the same. And Christian Basil, Heading up to 40,000 likes on Facebook. Hey, give me if someone could go to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS page right now. While they're listening to me, don't abandon me, people, please. I'd like a running count on how many Christian has right now. I really would. Speaking of Doctor Who, says Christian Basil, give the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS some Who blessings, as I may be making an announcement of a special guest this Friday. Just finalizing the booking. So consider this a special announcement before the special announcement, and check out the Traveling TARDIS on Legend of the Traveling TARDIS on Facebook. Look for the Traveling TARDIS and hashtag become part of the legend, hashtag catfisting. Anyway, and Christian loves his catfisting. He really does. He gets a good grip on that bait, and he knows when they're biting and when they're not. Or they're just nibbling. But anyway, Christian Basil, we're so proud of you, dude. Seriously, brother, we are proud of this man. And if you want to check out why, look at this.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
Check out the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS on YouTube and also on Facebook. Christian Basil's looking for 40,000 subscribers, and he's just passed the 39,000 this week. And I'm proud of you, brother. I'm proud of you. Become part of the next 40. Become part of the legend. And here's a word I haven't said. Here are words I haven't said on this show, and I've been wanting to say them for the longest time. And now, a word from our sponsor. PlasmaFireGraphics.com, when the look of your book matters to you. All right, because it sure matters to your readers. But anyway, please check out PlasmaFireGraphics.com. You will love what you see. Jeffrey Hayes is amazing talent. And speaking of amazing talents, Charles F. Millhouse. Everyone have a productive day. I'll talk to you soon, Brian. Not soon enough, Charles. It was great hanging in with you this weekend, my man. Oh, man, it was a glorious day and had so much fun. You made me laugh so many times, and we got to do this again real darn soon. And Brian Robbins says, start Series 2 of Doctor Who. Yes, and my goodness, this is becoming my favorite show. I am loving it. The storytelling is so smart and creative. Yes, it is. Seriously. And, the thing is, Russell T. Davies is an amazing writer. He's created a number of shows, including Queer as Folk, the Sarah Jane Adventures, Torchwood. Brian, at this point, the theme of season 2, you probably noticed, is Torchwood. And after that, I think it's safe to start watching Torchwood, which in itself is kind of uneven, but it's always excellent. It starts out as kind of, and in fact, Chris Chibnall, who is the current showrunner for Doctor Who, for Jodie Whittaker, he started out as the showrunner for the first 2 seasons of Torchwood. And the first season is very adult, very sexual in nature. The second season becomes more along the line of the Doctor Who show. They tone it down a little bit, although James Marsters makes a couple of appearances. Yes, that Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and he's fantastic in it. And then the next one is a series of, like a limited series, Children of Earth, that really shakes up the Whoniverse. All right. Or at least his part, Captain Jack's part in it. And then the fourth one was I think it was Showtime picked the show up for a half dozen or so episodes, and it's called Miracle Day. And the plot is that all of a sudden death has been eliminated from the planet Earth. People are healing from their wounds. Everyone except for Captain Jack Harkness. And it is brilliant, brilliant stuff. So Brian, keep me posted and let me know what you're thinking so far. It just gets better from here, Brian. Trust me, it gets even better. And that first link is my merch shop. Definitely check out merch. We all should be doing merch. Thank you, Brian Wensoff. And did you meet Jason Font? No, I did not, Philip. I did not get around to meeting either of the Power Rangers. I'm not a huge Power Rangers fan, actually. But if I was thinking this weekend, I should just walk over and just even get a look at them. But I never met. I kept getting in conversations and not managing to see the two celebrities. But it sounded like they had good attendance for them, which I was glad to hear. Now, if they brought in somebody from Ultraman Z, I would have been there in a heartbeat. I am so digging that show on YouTube. And there is John B. Pica, hey gang, crawling literally into the office this AM. Oh, John, you are so brave. John B. Pica, so glad to see you. JohnPica.com. And check out the Impossibilist page on Patreon. He's got, oh man, for just a few dollars, you can get a wealth of entertainment there. And okay, good. Cookie, we have an 11 o'clock alarm on her phone. I was about to go over and run her ad so I can turn it off for her. Thank you, honey. Welcome. But anyway, John B. Pica, please send him some get well wishes and some love, because the man has just had an experience with the coronavirus. And John, we are so glad you came. At least you're around, buddy. At least you're still around. That's the main part. And what is a wait person? They go, wait. You used to call them waiters or waitresses, but now we're going PC, and we have to eliminate the sexual aspect for all those dudes and babes. But anyway, yeah. And right now I'm in the middle of writing an article. I have to cut about. I'm hoping to cut about 800 words. Wish me luck. About one of my other favorite TV shows. I will say that. I can't say more until it's accepted, really. But I'm having to talk about it's a show that was on many decades ago, and I have to. I was given the assignment of examining it for its PC-edness, and there is parts where the 10-year-old Brian is going, wee, this is fun. And the more socially aware one is going, what did you just say? But anyway, and considering all I get away with, that's making a statement there. And, but anyway, Carl Witzman asks, another relapse, John? Yeah, it was, I've been seeing, correct me if I'm wrong, please, John, but it sounds like you have like up days, and then it just kind of, it's not a steady progression uphill like a lot of diseases we see at this time of year, which, by the way, everyone, I would not that I'm dispensing medical information, but I do urge you all to please get a flu shot this year if you are able to. I know some people can't take it because of allergies and whatnot, but we need to keep the herd immunity going on the flu. There are 35,000 deaths every year because of the flu. And we've got enough to deal with right now. So please, please, please take care of yourself. And also vote early if your state allows it. We are going to go vote tomorrow. And Jeffrey Hayes says, just a reminder, I will be joining Joe Dog McKeel and friends on Stupid O'Clock this Thursday. Hope you can join us. I'll need the support. Jeffrey, I'm gonna write it down. I so want to see you there. And Joe, Jeffrey, I've got to talk to you sometime about getting on my show. All right. Stupid O'Clock. See, it's 9 p.m. this week. Right, 9 p.m. this week. And Jeffrey Hayes. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I definitely want to catch you on there and at least show up for a little while if I can. But definitely, you and I've been meaning to ask you. We got to talk about Clever Time Pen, which, by the way, we've got booked up. We are booking 2 or maybe 3 panel shows this coming to round out December. And I've already got a list of people. Please don't say please have me on the show. It gets embarrassing because I have to. I have to tell people sometimes I can't have you on because we're already so far booked. But it's a great problem to have. There was a time when we started this thing. It's like we were having trouble. I wouldn't say no. That's not accurate. I won't say we were having trouble getting people onto the show. It's just that it was a little more difficult than it is now. Because no one knew what we were doing, especially me. But now we in December I'll start casting around for January. But as it is right now, we have a couple of specific shows, and we want to ask some of our former guests back as follow up. So anyway, we will be reaching out in the next few weeks to some of you who have been on the show already. One of them is going to be. We're going to revisit imposter syndrome again. So anyway, Brian Wenslaw says, I dare everyone to bring all the questions next Tuesday to Clever Title Pending 8 p.m. on YouTube and Facebook and various pages therein. I'm looking forward to having you, Brian. It's going to be a fun episode, and everyone please at least come and wish Brian a happy birthday. Be naked and pop out of his cake. And I cannot catch my breath. It's awful. Oh, John, oh man, I feel for you, brother. I'm proud that you're fighting back, though. Seriously, the world needs you, John. I mean that sincerely. Trevor Hawkins says, please regale me with your favorite first-time reader sale at Kokomo. It was a lovely lady in a lovely green dress, and told her about the books, and she got excited about Volcana and Santa Stein, of course. I think she liked the covers, man. I'm not just saying them. But she was a darling lady, and whoever you are, if you're watching, I thank you very much for being a glorious part of my day at Kokomo Con. And sometimes we readers, we writers sell between ourselves because we want to support our friends, if nothing else. And and I was totally guilty of that. If that was a crime, then chain me to the wall. But I tell you, the best first time reader I ever had, Trevor, I think I may have told you, but it was for the my comic book from a couple of years ago, the Ghostly Tales of Spencer Spook. And this was up in South Bend, Indiana. I had a friend of mine, Travis Bunch, who also could use your love. He's undergoing some medical challenges at this time too, unrelated to COVID. But he brought his 8-year-old daughter up to my counter. I'd never met the girl before. And Travis told me, said, I want my girl to start reading comic books. And she said she's ready. And I wanted to get her the best one I possibly could. So I'm bringing her to you. Feels. So yeah, seriously. So it's every sale, every show we do is usually somebody's first book from us. And that's when we are glad to make them a friend and a customer both. So anyway, but great question, Trevor. Thank you so much. And Brian Rodman says, I am all for a positive show about comics. We need to be able to counter this negative wave and celebrate comics. Let's just come together and have fun sharing what we love. Weird concept, huh? What the hell are you thinking, Brian Rodman? Good Lord. You're on the short list, dude. You are on the short list for being on the show, man, if you would like to be, because you're an awesome broadcaster, as is evidenced by the Traveling Dingoes podcast that you co-host. It is a great show, and dropping a new episode next week, I think. The latest one had me in it, and it was a good time. It's a good interview show. You will dig it. And Philip Thompson asked, did you post your book on Amazon first, then promote it? Yes. Or do you post your book on Amazon first, then promote? Well, to start with, Philip, I would recommend you post your book, then start promoting it. Because I'm hearing things now about algorithms for pre-sale, as we call it. Basically selling the ebook before the release of your physical book to boost your numbers. And I'm hearing that Amazon is trying to diminish that for people that don't have much of a following, I guess, just building their following. So to start with, I would release the book, then promote the heck out of it. Talk it up wherever you could. Share that link with that Amazon page wherever possible. And And then once you build more of a community, then do pre-release. But you can also tease the book by just saying, hey, listen, on so-and-so date, I am releasing my new book on Amazon. I'll keep you posted. I'd love it if you would, if you could check out a copy, have a 1-line, maybe 2-line tag for it, an elevator pitch. And then when it drops on Amazon, then you promote that link and, just tell everybody you can about it. And Michaela says promote first. I think in general, you can promote it by telling people you've got it coming. For instance, Charles F. Millhouse has been promoting Pulp Reality. I've been pimping for Doc Saga for a long, long time. Author Michaela Jade's got another book in the offing, and she's been promoting it. So, that's good advice, Michaela. Pre-sale is a little bit different form of promotion. And I'm still checking it out, but I will get back to everyone about what I'm finding out. And author Michaela Jade says, hello, all. Mwah, darling, how you doing? Michaela Jade was on Clever Tile Pending, 2 episodes ago. Please check it out. It was a fun, lively episode because she is fun and lively. And Christian Basil, of course, shows up the minute Michaela does and goes, if the lady is special, the chess matters not to me, but it is fun. Yes, indeed. Charms of Romson way up high. And Michaela Jade says, snuggles up to Christian. Morning, sugar. I slept in. I was up late working on book 3. Well, good for you, young lady. That shows great industry on your part. And good morning, folks, from Brian Rhodes. Happy Monday, Brian. Good to see you as always. BigSkink.com. Check out his gaming, check out his art, and buy his books. He is incredible talent. Mike and the Ninja series, and also 6 Legs, No Heart. I love that comic. That is so good. I hope it gets a sequel one day of a similar type. David Atkins, just had a major accident. Got to go. Oh, David, it happens when you get older, man, but you got to watch your fluid intake, and you'll be fine. Art, I was working on paper just tore. Oh, dude. Get 3 days of work to burn or copy. No idea. Almost in tears now. Was so good too. David, good luck. Go deal with that. All right, man. I understand. Anyway, check out the work of David Atkins on Amazon and other environments. Christian Basil says, I know I watched your progress. Very proud of you, Michaela Jade. Snuggles back. Wait till he starts snuggling front. Anyway, Robert Beatty, the weekend was good. We spent Saturday night at the Starlight Drive-In in Bloomington watching Sammy Terry's live stage show. Oh, man, I bet that was a knockout. For those of you who don't know, Sammy Terry is like the name in horror movie hosting, weekend movie horror hosting out of the central Indianapolis area. He was on Channel 4 for years and years and years. Wonderfully, delightfully creepy. And he, unfortunately, the original Sammy Terry passed away several years ago, but his son has taken up the mantle and does an excellent rendition of his father's work. He's so good. But yeah, Sammy Terry to me is up there with like Sven Gulli and a lot of those classic horror hosts from back in the day. Oh man, Robert, that sounds like a great time, dude. So glad you got to see that. David Atkins says, everyone have a great week. Better than mine at the moment. That wouldn't be hard, would it? Make dreams real by going for it. Stop delaying. # keep cookie home. Thank you. Stop hate. Sheriff Smiles. The hanging tassel. You bet. Indelible Comics and Indie forever. Thank you, David Atkins. Man, just know that you can restart it, man, and it'll be better than last time. I promise, but it hurts to lose that progress, doesn't it? I know. Oh, and everyone creative knows that. And Michaela, let's get Warriors Trust out there. Don't drop that ball, says editor Carl Witzman. Yes. And Michaela J says, I'm only waiting on my critique partner, Carl. It's frustrating, but it makes a huge difference. Seriously. And Carl Witzman says what I was thinking. Good. Proud of you. I am proud of you too, Michaela. Seriously, I am so glad when you guys and gals move ahead with your projects. She thanks Carl, and thank you, Christian. And Carl Witzman says, my former secretary at work lost her hubby to the virus last week. It's real. Oh, Carl. Oh, sincerest condolences to her. Oh man, that's rough. And that's one thing I'm noticing. A lot of people that I know have poo-pooed the idea of this, and some even go so far as to say it's a government plot to regiment us or to inject chips into our bodies that they can track you with. Well, you know what? They can already track you. Anyone else own one of these? they can already do it, man. They're already reading, according to reports, they're already reading everything you put out on there, even your private emails. So there is no secrecy anymore. Not a lot of it. So, but anyway, about getting back to the Peter pandemic, it's like I've been telling people, it's getting closer. It seems like, at first for many of us, like you knew of the concept of the pandemic, but now it seems to be getting closer. It's like, those horror movies where you hear a sound out in the woods, then suddenly you hear a sound, it's a little louder, and now the sound is outside your house. And I do know personally a number of people who have caught it. I've had some close calls already. I've been in environments where it's happened, and fortunately, I have not gotten sick. I am asymptomatic, as they say, and I hope all of you stay the same. And that's why I end my show the way I do. Stay smart, stay safe, and wash your damn hands. That's how we do it. It's mundane tasks that can save lives. End of editorial. Brian Rodman says, head on over to brianrodman.com and check out the horror fantasy comic series, Memoirs of an Angel. I so love that title. It's about a ragtag group of infinite and finite beings who race through time and space to rescue a broken witch hunter from the clutches of the Dark Kingdom. Join the adventure today. Go to brianrodman.com and give it some love. Seriously, you will love that book. I sure do. And Kathy Jackson. I see Jessica Johnson there. I'm going to say hello to her real fast. Good morning, everyone. Mwah. Glad to see you, Jessica. And here she is, mwah, to Kathy Jackson, who recently released Written on His Heart. And yes, I took some heat for my broadcast during your lunch this weekend. Yeah, people were going, yeah, Brian knows you couldn't get that title right. Well, I was excited for you. Anyway, good day and hugs to everyone. Check out all my romance novels on Amazon. Go to Kathy Jackson's site on Amazon. Check out amazon.com/author/Kathy Jackson. And check it out. Like I said, she is the first writer I read that wrote a romance book so good I could finish it completely and go back looking for more, just like a buffet of love. And her stuff is amazing. I love it, and I actually read other authors that write romance, and it's influenced my work. I put my next novel is going to have a lot more romance in it. Aquatic, yes, I'm going to get it done. But check out books like Yours to Love, the Coffee series, and also Jericho's Walls. I really recommend that one. That is a great, great book. But anyway, good morning to Kathy Jackson. Another good morning to Jessica Johnson, who has a link to her Facebook page for Heroes for Kids out of Perrysville, Missouri. Fantastic group of cosplayers who bring people to the convention, and they also sell a number of unique pop culture collectibles, autographed items from many of your favorite celebrities, including Fez wearers. So check it out. And the money doesn't go into their pockets; it goes to the kids in the community. Many, many people have been helped by what Heroes for Kids do already. That's a cosplay group that real superheroes to me. Anyway, Jessica Johnson is also having a convention in July. Heroes for Kids Comic Con. It's going to be a great, great affair. I will be there. Amy Hill will be there. I'm hoping Eric Hawkins will be there. We're going to have fun. And it's going to be a good time. And the proceeds will go to benefit two wonderful charities. Brian Rodman says, let's all continue to keep our friend Varian Grant in our thoughts and prayers as he is still in the hospital facing severe medical issues. He is stable, but recovery is very slow. Yeah, if you are fans of the Indie Volt broadcast network, which many of you are, and I am as well, Varian Grant is suffering from a disease that is taking him down. It really has. And I don't want to get too descriptive about it, and I don't want anyone else to either, please. But it is weakening him greatly. It is not the coronavirus, but it is something that he has had for a while. But it has gotten progressively worse, and it actually sent him to the hospital where he is undergoing care right now. So our thoughts and prayers go to Varian Grant and his family, and please keep him in yours as well. Jessica Johnson says Heroes for Kids Comic-Con is July 17, 2021 in Perryville, Missouri. Proceeds will benefit the Missouri National Veterans Memorial Wall and St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Folks, your table fee go towards that. Your admission fee goes towards that. So if you have any sort of human soul at all, please get a table at the show and please show up for that show. It's going to be a fun time. And by the way, my writer friends, I know where the good restaurants are. Anyway, Cindy Kep says, break time for books that should be promoted greatly. Go to Smashwords and look up Brian K. Morris. Yay. Thank you, Cindy. I love you. And also there on Amazon.com, where I am at. Thank you, Cindy. Also CKOEPP.com. And while you're on Amazon, please check out the work of Cindy Kep. It is great stuff. She is so imaginative. And even her titles are great. Check them out, and beautiful covers too. And Cindy Kep, tune into the Historical Fencing Guild on Friday night at 7 p.m. Central. I caught up to last Friday's episode. It was a great discussion for writers and artists. Support your local swordmaster. Yes, Nick Tockert. I've got to take the time to watch that episode too. Nick Tockert runs a great show, and if you want some verisimilitude, look it up, kids. I'm not a dictionary. For your fight scenes, especially with bladed weapons, you need to check out the expertise of Nick Tockert. He is an amazing guy, an artist, a writer, a gamer. He's also working on the role-playing game for Hybrids, The Sons of Gods by Luke Stone. I've play tested the first iteration of it. It is as smooth as butter and sweet as honey. You will have a good time. You really will. And I see some more people. I gotta get to you. Bobby Nash, I see you there, brother. I'm coming for you. And don't forget to tip your host. Thank you, Cindy Kep. I will put my banner back for that. I appreciate that, hon. And if you like what you see in here on this channel, I do have a tip jar. Please consider leaving a tip at PayPal.me/RisingTideBKM, as you see on the crawl below. Thank you, Cindy, for the prompt there. All contributions will be privately and gratefully acknowledged. And the money doesn't go towards buying me popcorn. It doesn't go into buying the latest Captain Hawkland book, although it should. But what it goes towards will be covers and all kinds of cool stuff to make our books and this broadcast especially look better. And you see some of it in action, so it's a cool thing. It's a good thing. Thank you, Cindy Kep, CKOEPP.com. And Brian Rodman says, I would be absolutely honored to talk comics in positive light, my friend. Just say the word and I'm there. Okay, Brian, we may do that in December, after the first of the year for sure. Now, I think it may be a little problematic this year because doesn't Christmas fall on Thursday this year? I don't remember. I don't have let's see. I do have a calendar. It's right up by my left elbow. Duh, Brian. Let's look up December, shall we, kids? Okay, let's do that. And Christmas Eve is Thursday, and Friday is Christmas this year. So maybe we'll do a show in December, just kind of a soft test and to work the bugs out. I've got a format in mind that I think I'll schedule a show this week, and we will do it maybe in December or maybe in November. Maybe we'll test in November. Anyway, if I can get at least 2 other people to do it for me, and we'll kind of rotate the crew. I think that'll be a lot of fun. And Brian Wensloff asked, "Are you a fan of Joe Bob Briggs?" You damn betcha I am. I loved his movie reviews. I don't follow them so much now that I don't go to movies all the time, which makes Brian Wentzoff cringe. But I did enjoy his reviews. He not only was funny, but he was insightful, and he could enjoy a movie on its own merits rather than some sort of work of art or progressive cinema. It's like, here's a story about a trailer park and people getting killed with a lot of nudity. Hey, let me tell you what's good about it. So anyway, I love this stuff. Sammy Terry is the world's longest running horror host and has been around since 1962. Robert Beatty, that's right. I forgot he'd been around that long. And it's kind of fun because, I remember, I grew up with several other, there were a couple syndicated ones I liked. And then we had a local one in Champaign. His name was Trebor. It was a guy in the sales department of our local CBS affiliate. And every Thursday night he hosted Way Out Theater. And that was where I had my first exposure to monster movies. And After my initial pants wedding terror, I fell in love with them, and it's been a love affair ever since. In fact, I've got the Frankenstein DVD set that we're going to tear into soon. And also, we had the funniest one out of Springfield, Illinois. It was a guy that sold siding, and he was the host of his own horror show. And Chuck Acree. I don't know how many people got to see him, but he'd be like, "Yeah, we got a horror show coming up. Now, let me tell you about why siding is better than painting your house." You know? He didn't dress up. He had like some characters around him that were doing funny stuff, but he was about as funny as an obituary. It was, but I loved Sammy Terry. I rarely miss Sammy Terry, and weekends, especially when I was in high school and college, were really fun for me because I would stay up late on Fridays watching Sammy Terry, then late on Saturday watching Jack O'Hara on the Channel 13 out of Indianapolis. We got it on our cable in Illinois because he had kind of a funny show. He'd show like terrible films, although he showed some really good horror films and some suspense films. That's where I got into Dr. Mabuse. If you've ever seen that, the Dr. Mabuse films are fun. Kind of camp, but kind of fun. And then his replacement was a guy named David Letterman, who ran freeze-dried movies for a couple of years before he moved to LA. Fun stuff. But yeah, Sammy Terry, so glad he's still around. I really am. Brian Rodman. And for those interested in the Fezverse, ta-da, check out the latest episode of the Dastardly Dingoes podcast at bit.ly/DastDingoes. We are trying to reach 100 subscribers by Christmas. We have a blast making the show and would love to reach more and more folks in the name of nerdiness. Dude, we got to get you 100 subscribers, man. There's a bunch of us. I think we need more subscribers because, Brian, you put out a great show. You really do. It is these guys. Brian is a great interviewer, and I had a blast. I'm looking forward to coming back someday. Not right away, but someday. And Carl Wisman says, funny story. Donna and I are eating lunch, and I was talking about some plastic bags that I had sitting there. My phone says, here's some things to do with plastic bags. WTF? Yeah, it's like Joe McKeel and his damn Alexa things. But although I am pleased to learn about red alerts and things like that, it was fun stuff. But I was after last weekend's stupid o'clock, I was screaming at Alexa to shut up in the most definitive terms. Cindy Cap says, drop into Patreon. Thank you. Where you can support interesting folks like Brian K. Morris, Nicholas Anthony Tucker, S.L. Rowland, Frozen Creek Studios, Bobby Nash, and the League of Impossibilists. Yes, please come check out our Patreon page. We have stuff that is for the general public, but we also have modest tiers of stuff you can get if you support us on a monthly basis. Just $1 will get your name mentioned in any Rising Tide publication coming forward. $5 will get you sneak peeks at our first draft flash novel, as well as this week we are going to be posting the first chapter of the Santa Stein audiobook with narration by David E. Laker. I'm excited to listen to it. We'll probably be listening to it today, and we'll post it later in the week. Plus, we have our blog going on, and not every episode is going to be for the general public. There's going to be some stuff that just $1 will get you a view of it, okay? So please check it out. That is patreon.com. And check out and please support the people you see in that list there. And Michaela Jane says, yep, they're always listening, Carl. That's true. And Brian Wesloff says, I'm going to do a bit of rebranding of Reels and Heels in 2021. We'll be adding comics to the topic lineup, unboxings and film reviews, past and present. Very cool. Very cool. Oh, Cindy Kep says the S word. Cindy Kep says it's snowing outside, too early in the year for that mess. Oh, amen, sister. Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, you guys can have mine. Please don't think that I want to be selfish about that. I dislike snow more and more with every passing year. I think it started about the time I had to start shoveling it. So anyway, Cindy, stay safe out there. All right, darling. And Kathy Jackson from YouTube says, I love you, Brian. I love you too, Kathy. I really do. And not just in that emotional way, but I'm talking about something cheap and tawdry, But anyway, check out the work of Kathy Jackson. She is amazing. She just had a release party for her newest book, Written on His Heart. And I'm looking forward to seeing my copy. I'm gonna pick it up because I'm not just a friend, I'm a fan of Kathy Jackson. Please check out her work. Also check out Kathy Jackson's book on Facebook. A great page. Between it and author Charles F. Millhouse Presents, you are covered as far as book releases go. And here we go. Brian Rose says, speaking of Six Legs No Heart, you can get it for no less than $1 from my Gumroad store through the end of the month. 'Tis the season. 30 pages of humans battling giant insects. You can get that at gumroad.com. Big Skink. Check it out. And also check out bigskink.com for more of Brian Rhodes' creativity in gaming and in writing and drawing. It is good stuff. And I miss you and Amanda, Brian. I hope we get to see each other next year. And more than all, from author Bobby Nash. Bobby, good to see you, my friend. BobbyNash.com. And even though the weather is taking a turn to the downward side, it is hashtag the summer of snow. Check out abrahamsnow.com or ben-books.com. And Bobby Nash is going to be on Clever Title Pending in a couple of weeks, and we're bringing him back. I don't know what he was thinking. That's going to be November 10th on Tuesday, November 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. And not only am I getting Bobby Nash, I'm also having Jim Beard on at the same time. And I will introduce them and go out for a pizza and some beer because they won't need me for the next 2 hours, that's for sure. Anyway, you want to hear some great conversation, great humor, check out Clever Title Pending. We got some great authors coming up, including Amy Hale tomorrow night. Bobby, thank you for agreeing to this. We are going to have fun. And Cindy Kep says, go to bit.ly CK Amazon, although Mindstorm is back at normal price. Condemned Courier, Ursula 2 Into the Open, and Animal Eye are currently being discounted. So sample the work of Cindy Kep. She is an amazingly creative writer and a delight and a crocheter par excellence. CKOEPP.com. Please sign up for her newsletter there, if you would, please. And also, while I'm at it, please sign up for mine, if you would. Go to risingtide.pub, or if you have Facebook Messenger, send me your email address and I will sign you up personally. All right. The next issue goes out November 1st, and we have video and all kinds of cool stuff in there and a lot of motivation, education, and inspiration. You will dig it. And for all things Doctor Who, go to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Help Christian Basil get that 40K subscriber level. And how is he doing on that? Has anyone got? I hope someone has gotten me a number on that. And because yesterday he notified me when he hit 40,000 even. That's exciting. And Cindy Cap, break-ins too soon. I will catch up with you later. In the meantime, keep our many illness-challenged pals in your thoughts and prayers, and hashtag bring Cookie home. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. I appreciate that. And definitely there are, especially right now with flu season starting up again, and the weather is turning bad, and we are now officially in the third wave of the My Sharona Miley Cyrus Peter pandemic. Please keep other people in mind. That's why we wear the masks. It's not because not solely because we're trying to keep ourselves safer, but the people around us. Remember, we're dealing with an illness that can take up to 2 weeks to incubate in the human body or mind. And we've got to look out for each other. And this is just how we do it, because this is as rising tide as it gets. All right. So anyway, Cindy, you have a great day, hun. We will be talking to you soon. And speaking of people going at Rick Bradley, good morning, Nevermore. It's Rick Bradley, great author and a fantastic talent. Glad to see you here, Rick, and looking forward to hopefully seeing you on the 31st when I go to Castle Perilous at 107 West Main in Carbondale, Illinois, from 10 to 2. I will be there with Cookie and just a whole lot of stuff. We'll have book specials and stuff. It's going to be fantastic. And good old Chuck Akery. Remember him, Carl? Oh my God. He was like the anti-host of horror movies, but you couldn't stop watching the guy. He was so fun and so out of place. And just because your car breaks down, says Rick Bradley, in the middle of nowhere, and the surrounding woods look like they are breathing and the darkness oozes after you, that doesn't mean you're in danger, does it? I don't know. Find out when you order the introduction to Rick Bradley's Eden Falls trilogy, Marvin's Night Out, available now on Amazon in both paperback and digital formats. Thank you, Rick Bradley. Good stuff. And let's see. Eric Hawkins says, are you just glossing over the greatest horror movie host of all time, Elvira? Thank you for the reminder, Eric. The thing is, Elvira wasn't in my market. Now, whenever she was on the air, or they were on the air, I'd watch. And I think Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, is a funny movie. It really was very clever, and I loved her appearances on MTV, but we never got to see her horror hosting much, or certainly not enough. And she's also a fantastic talent, actress too, as Cassandra Peterson. She was in The Sting 2, an otherwise forgettable film, but she stole the scenes every time she was in. Brian Wesloff says, I'd love to recommend the Blumhouse film The Invisible Man. It's a bit of a different take, but it's a brilliant film. Highly recommended. I think I've seen stuff about it, and I'm intrigued by it. I really am. Of course, the original was such an amazing movie, but with Claude Rains, and The Invisible Man's a great book too. I someday I am going to see the new Invisible Man. I love the concept of it. Robert Beatty says Eric Hawkins, Elvira is the queen, but Sammy Terry is king. I couldn't agree more with that. I agree. And Vampira. Let's not forget Vampira from the 50s, the lady who inspired Elvira. So, Eric, it goes without saying that Elvira is the greatest of all. Owning Joe Bob Briggs comes even close to her, says Rick Bradley. If I came close to her, there'd probably be police involved. But anyway, Carl Wisman, Bud Borchard, and another guy named Gene, I think, had a horror weird movie show on the Terre Haute station. That's right. I forgot about Bud Borchard. We could sometimes get that late night from our home. Yeah, we could. Well, we were living a little bit south of you in the Georgetown to Vermilion Grove area, so we got Terre Haute pretty clearly. It was a little over an hour from us drive. I remember Don Dominex, who had like a weekday morning show, and he hosted kid cartoons in the afternoon, like Beanie and Cecil and Roger Ramjet. I remember he had an intro where in fast motion, he started out in the street and then he ran up to the top of the Channel 10 WTHI broadcasting studios and yelled at the top of his lungs, I hate the Beatles. I remember Bud Borchard now, but man, there's a name from the past. And now that is scary, Cindy, says Carl Wisman. Yeah, there are people that can't afford to be sick. There really are, because this is not... some people have to deal with allergies and, with compromised immune systems that catching something, could be the end of them. So we've got to keep that in mind as we go forward this year. Listening while I work, says Amy Hill. Ha ha, you fool. Anyway, taking a break so I can participate in the conversation now. Now that I approve of. Another one of my events went virtual, Books and Booze. You can join us this weekend online. Oh man, I got to check that out. Amy, please post something on my page and on the Rising Tide page, please, to promote your appearance there. I would love to see you on there. And do they allow heckling? He asked for a friend. Yeah. Brian Rodman says, today I'll be continuing to write Memoirs of an Angel, issue 7, and sending it off to the editor this week. Brian, what book was the most fun you've had writing? Wow. Oh, the most fun. Well, I'm enjoying my flash fiction first draft novel. But I think the one I had the most fun writing was probably, you may not believe this, but Volcana. Volcana just flowed. I mean, there were some parts I was writing like 100 pages a day because I just was enjoying the process so much I refused to get up out of my chair. Now, all of them I've enjoyed to one degree or another. Probably the most difficult I had to write was probably the Haunting Tales of, or the Haunting Scripts of Bachelor's Grove, because I had to talk about me so much. And that was, oddly enough, I don't get off on that, writing about myself. And also Bloodshot, The Coldest Warrior. That was a difficult book simply because it was my first. But also probably my runner-up was Sandestein as far as fun. And Sandestein and Skyman were close seconds, both of them. The writing process on that was fairly smooth, although comedy is difficult, especially with the structure I gave myself. I was trying to have a joke every typewritten page, so that was tough. Brian Wensloff, I couldn't get into the new Invisible Man, says Robert Beatty. And Amy Hale says, go to author Amy Hale on Facebook. Author Amy Hale on Facebook, that's a great page. I love it. I love it almost as much as Amy Hale's Angels on Facebook and authoramyhale.com. Those are three of the most fun pages in the entire interwebs. No, seriously, check out the work of Amy Hale. She is remarkable. And I was right, authoramyhale.com. That's her website. And her newsletter can be picked up at authoramyhale.com/newsletter. Sign up for that. I am signed up for it. I love signing up for my friends' newsletters, and I hope they are all getting mine. That would be nice. I like doing that. And join my reader group for all kinds of shenanigans, and that's Amy Hale's Angels, where you've got to do another live broadcast soon, darling. And because usually she has like a bucket of wine or something, and the show gets a little looser, especially like when people like Michaela Jade and myself show up. Shenanigans ensue. And Magi Jake Lindsay, sorry I'm late. I've been shopping. Well, that is good to hear, sir. Glad you're here. Magi Jake is a great illusionist. Check out his pages. And Rick Bradley says, don't worry, Brian, you're going to have to put up with me for a couple hours on Halloween. Whoa. Well, to quote one of my favorite graphic novels, I won't, or paraphrase it rather, I won't be locked in there with you. You'll be locked in there with me. And Brian Wensloff says, I've never heard of Sammy Terry. Well, Brian, that is your loss. Seriously. I think he's got a website. Look up Sammy Terry. And maybe like SammyTerry.com. But yeah, he's a great classic horror host. A lot of fun. He could alternate easily between kind of fun and humorous and trying to make you give you the most unrestful night of potential sleep ever. He was a great host. That was that's the one we like. And good to hear from Matt Shore. I vote for Joe Bob as my favorite host. I grew up on Monster Vision when he was in his prime. That was his prime, right? I don't know that he ever got out of his prime, really, although I don't hear much from him these days. But Matt, that's a good observation. Joe Bob was a great movie host. I really like him. Oh, remember, he wasn't horror so much, but he hosted like a bunch of bad films on USA Network on Saturday afternoons. Commander USA. Anyone remember him but me? Of course, that was back when USA had that incredible night flight show on Friday and Saturday nights. I loved it. And Brian Westhoff says Joe Bob Briggs is on Shudder now, and he's still great. Cool. And Robert Beatty says, check out the Sammy Terry fan page on Facebook. You'll love him. Yeah, I think they post a number of his old spots on there, his station breaks. Great stuff. Growing up in California, says Brian Wentzoff, I did get Elvira and Joe Bob Briggs. Yeah, we see, I'm in the Midwest. We didn't have either of them when I was growing up. Plus, I'm a little bit, as in considerably older than the rest of you. So we had Trebor and Sammy Terry and some of the other things. But I can't remember the creature. There was a syndicated creature features show, and I can't remember the hosts of that. But that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Robert Beatty, I've met Elvira Cassandra without the costume. She is an absolute sweetheart. That's what I hear. She is a darling. I would love to meet her one day. And speaking of Santa Science Stir, this book is fantastic, says Brian Rodman. Thank you. Thank you so sincerely. It immediately draws you in and doesn't let go. Rarely does a book transport the reader like this story does. My hat's off to you, Brian. Well, thank you. I'll be getting the hunting scripts of Bachelor's Grove next. Well, Brian Rodman, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. And I'll appreciate even more when you post something like that on Amazon to help me. It would be so helpful. And I'll be reviewing Santa Sign on Amazon this week, my friends. 5 stars for me. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much. And everyone, I can't say this enough, and I'm not doing this to promote my book. I'm not doing this to promote my book on Amazon and Smashwords. Amazon Book Reviews made less than possible. A reader's guide to rewarding authors. I'm doing it because I want more reviews, honestly. If you've read any of my books or anybody that you've met in this community here, please leave an honest review. And it doesn't have to be 5-star. It will not hurt our feelings, I promise you. But an honest review does us good. Not only can we learn from it, what we're doing right, what we may be doing wrong, but also it helps us with the dreaded computer algorithms and gives us greater visibility. And the more reviews we get, the better we do. So please consider leaving a review of our books, my books, everyone you see on this page here, Amy, Kathy, Charles, all of us, please. And also, please, if you need help, get Amazon Book Reviews Made Less Impossible, Reader's Guide to Rewarding Authors on Smashwords and Amazon. It also contains a template that you can use to write quick and honest reviews with. So, and if you're a writer, it also tells you why you should be asking for reviews. So anyway, thank you, Brian Rodman. I appreciate that so very much. And almost an hour and 40 in, and we have finally caught up with your comments. So I want to say, as I delight to say, let me get rid of this. And then, as I can now say, and now here's a word from our sponsor, Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Plasma Fire Graphics, if you're looking for great work at indie author pricing, then this is the site for you. Jeffrey Hayes does amazing work, and I can prove it. He did this for me.
From author Brian K. Morris comes an epic tale of armor forged by a god, a hero forged by courage, and an ancient menace poised to re-emerge and threaten our world. Volcana, Rebirth of the Champion, is available on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
What'd I tell you, huh? Anyway, check out the work of Jeffrey Hayes. He's amazing. And thank you to Plasma Fire Graphics for sponsoring this show. We appreciate it greatly. And Magi Jake Lindsay said, I had to buy a new phone. Oh, my gosh. Well, I may have to buy one, too. I'm hoping I'll get a Princess model this year and maybe off the party line, too. And it's Pat Stanford. Haven't seen you in ages, darling. I only want 5-star reviews. Mwah! Pat, good to see you. But the thing is, Pat, I found that even having a 4-star review tends to put off criticism from some people who just don't know how this business works. Early on when I released Skyman, I only had like 7 reviews. They were all 5-star. And this one idiot, I don't mind name calling this one time. Well, it's obvious he paid for those reviews. And I'm like, if I paid for my reviews, you think I'd only have 7 of them? I could go to Fiverr and get like 10,000 reviews for $5. It'll all be gone by next week because Amazon will catch them. But Pat, check out the work of Pat Stanford. She is awesome. Good to see you. I haven't seen it forever. Brian Wesloff says, if you were an Uber driver, you'd want those 5 stars. If I were an Uber driver, I would also want a FOID card and several pieces of artillery, too. Carlene, just another comment to give Brian something to read. Well, thank you, Carly. You are so thoughtful. Check out the work of Carlene at Lulu.com, which right now, Treat 15 will take 15% off that price. And holy hell, love that ad, says Michaela Jade. Talk to Jeffrey Hayes. Darling, I'm serious. Talk to Jeffrey Hayes. Throw him some business and tell him I sent you, please. And Magi Jake says, I got one with 5 camera lenses. Holy cats, that's amazing. Wow, good for you, Jake. Wow, you could do some serious videoing with that stuff. So anyway, we are closing in on the hour and 45-minute mark on this show. And I want to thank everyone for being here on this Monday morning. And it sounds like there's a little snow coming across Iowa right now. Hope it stops soon. And here we go. Pat Stanford said, been a tad busy. You came up in my feed as I was goofing off. Well, I'm glad to see you here, Pat. It's been way too long. Pat, also, I think that I don't know exactly how you can, it comes up randomly. You can tell Facebook to give you notification, just like ringing the bell on YouTube. And also, we're on YouTube now, Pat. We do our shows, we live cast on YouTube. Not just the Nevermind the Furthermore, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m., but also our Clever Title Pending interview show where we talk about creativity and the business behind it every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And it's also on our YouTube page, Rising Tide Publications, Brian K. Morris, Rising Tide Publications. That's what you can search for. And also, we are on the Geek Insider YouTube page. Please give that some love. And we're also on the Indie Vent and Rising Tide Publications page here on Facebook, as well as my profile page. So we're everywhere, Pat. Hope to see more of you. I really do. And so you might be joined by my dog Dingo on Tuesday. He loves being on camera. Well, you know what they say about working with children and animals, Brian. So be careful. Thanks again, Brian, for all you do. Ted Davies, brother, thumping the desk and loving you back, man. And you do a lot, too. A lot. You all do. You do a lot for this creative community of ours by supporting each other, by boosting each other when you need it, and just generally being amazing and keeping on creating. So Ted Davies, sincerely, brother, thank you. Thank you, Green Room Ted. Anyway, Magi Jake Lindsay says, have a blessed day, my friend. Same back at you, Magi Jake. I hope you have one too, my friend. And yes, it has, says Pat Stanford. Yeah. Oh, hope to run into you at the show sometime. I hear they will be coming back one of these years. And have a great day, everyone, says Ted Davies. You do the same. Give Chris a hug from all of us, all right? And Brian Robin says, once more, my friend, an excellent show. Thank you for making it that way, sir. And start to week. Looking forward to Clever Tile Painting tomorrow night with author Amy Hale. Have a great day, everyone. YouTube. And okay, I'll bookmark you. Please do, Pat. Please. We'd love to see you here. I'd love to have you join in the conversation. You're awesome. And Robert Bay says, until we meet again, Brian and Nevermorians, I wish you many pleasant nightmares. Check out Sammy Terry and you'll know what we're talking about here. Thank you for the great memories, Robert. Rick Bradley says, don't forget your copy of The Nightmare Collective. You know that book that has Rick Bradley's first published work, along with a story of mine and many other great authors on Halloween, so he can sign it. By the way, that book is on Amazon as well. I will be bringing copies of that book to Castle Perilous on October 31st from 10 to 2 that morning in Carbondale, Illinois. I will have it and also Santa Stein and the Haunting Scripts of Bachelor's Grove for your Halloween happiness. In fact, I may run a sale on all 3 books while quantities last. This could be fun. Along with our other books too. So definitely come check us out and check out the work of author Rick Bradley. He's also in Tales of the Weird and Unexpected from stormgatepress.com. Check out this man. He's on the move. And Brian Wesloff says, I think today we've had the most Brians on one show. Seriously, we've hit the Brian trifecta here, haven't we? I'm glad you were here, Brian Wesloff. Looking forward to having you on Clever Tile Pending a week from tomorrow. And Carl Wisman says, another good show. Carl, thank you as always for making it a party. You and Carlene both, and everyone here, and can't thank you all enough. This show is good because of you guys. I'm not doing a whole lot. And Volcana is awesome, saying that for a friend, especially the cover, right, Trevor? Yeah, and thank you, Trevor, for being here. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all of you, Jake, Michaela, and Brian, and Robert, and Matt, and Amy, and Kathy, and a whole bunch of you, and all of you. If I haven't said your name, Teresa and everybody, thank you very much for being here and taking part of the conversation. Rick Bradley says, everyone take care and stay creative. YouTube, brother. You have an excellent day. Eric Hawkins says, remind me to send you some Oz books. Ooh, yeah, definitely. Seriously, I'd love it. Contact me if you need my address again or something. I would definitely love to. And happy to contribute to the overwhelming number of Bryans. That's right, we had a foursome here. We had a quartet of Bryans. I'm sorry, Brian Rhodes. I forgot you for a moment. But anyway, we have achieved Brian supremacy here. We really have. Brian is the name of the day, and we'll make it Brian Day. That's it. Not Monday, because Mondays have a bad branding now. But anyway, check out the work of Brian Rhodes, bigskink.com. Check out his comics. Check out his blog. Check out his gaming. Good to have you here. And Carlene, have a careful Monday out there, folks. You too, Carly. Mwah. Glad to have you here. And I still need to get to read that. Yeah. Everyone should read that. They really should. But thank you, Brian Wensloff. And thank you all for being here. Appreciate you being here. Hope your Monday's a little brighter now that we spend a little time together. And don't forget, we do this 3 times a week. I'll remind you, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. And also Clever Tile Pending will be on tomorrow again. We seem to do it every week, so why stop now? And we'll have author Amy Hale on tomorrow night. Please bring your questions and your comments. She is going to be entertaining as always. And check out last week's show with Demon Phil Lockler. It was sensational. Make sure you have a pad of paper and a pen near you, because you're going to be doing some serious note-taking, all right? And you too. Thanks, Trevor. Love you, brother. Love you. And anyway, check out the stuff we're doing, and we're going to expand the network a little bit in the immediate future. So keep posted. We'll keep you posted on that. Sign up for our monthly newsletter at either risingtide.pub, or if you're on Facebook Messenger, send me your email address. I promise you will get no junk mail because of us. We don't hand out giveaways, sell, trade, barter, or whatever your contact information. Not us, no way. So please check it out. Also, if you like the look of this show, please go to paypal.me/risingtidebkm. All of your contributions will be privately and gratefully acknowledged, and we will also use every dollar of it to improve the look of our broadcasts and books. So thank you all very much. And now, as we're gearing up towards the next part, we want to again thank Plasma Fire Graphics for sponsoring this episode. And don't forget, when the look of your book matters to you as it matters to your readers, check out plasmafiregraphics.com and check out what they can do for you. And so let's see, what else we got going? Also, wherever you're watching this, if you're watching us on Facebook, on the Indie Event, or especially on the Rising Tide Publications page, please give that page a like, because it helps with the visibility and attracts new people to check out what we've got going. And on the Rising Tide page, we just recently realized we've just passed the 2,200 follows mark. Thank you to everyone. And also check out the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, because they've just passed 39,000 likes this weekend. They'd love to hit 40,000 by Halloween. I'd love to see it too. So please give them some love, if you would, please. You'll be glad you did.
Ooh, that made my nibbies hard.
Meredith Loughran, really? And that was her in that photograph, by the way. Anyway, again, thank you again to plasmafiregraphics.com. Check it out. And thank you for the sponsorship of the show. And also, the next issue of our newsletter will be coming out November 1st. Please sign up for that. We're going to have special links, special videos, video news, as well as possible guest editorial, Brian, and and also we provide motivation, education, and inspiration with every issue. So please sign up for that monthly newsletter. It is free, and occasionally we throw in some good stuff in there that you'll love to read. Anyway, if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, whether it's Geek Insider or the Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Publications page. And be sure, if you like the video, if you enjoyed it, and I hope you did, also please consider subscribing and hit that bell to be reminded of any future appearances we make on there. And also, what else? I think that's all the announcements we have. Thank you again to everyone who showed up this morning and joined in the conversation, and everyone who just lurked. We love you just the same. Sorry I didn't read off any of your names. I forgot. Anyway, we hope you have an excellent Monday. I'm planning on doing some writing today. I've got to trim about 800 words from an article I'm doing, and that's going to be painful. Anyway, but we hope you have a fantastic day creating and making this world a little better and safer for others. Please Keep those masks on, people. And again, thank you to everyone at Kokomo Con attending and running the place. It was a fantastic day. Thank you to my friends who showed up. Thank you for new friends we made. And we'll see you in Carbondale on October 31st. And we've got some really cool plans to end out this month that we think you'll dig. So anyway, in closing, as always, thank you all for being here. And this is your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, and former mortician's assistant, saying, everybody stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and don't apologize for being awesome. Thank you for being here on Nevermind the Furthermore, and we'll see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on Clever Title Pending. Have a great Monday, everyone.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a classic hero in a high-flying, fast-paced, and action-packed steampunk adventure. The original Skyman battles the Master of Steam with an introduction by comics icon and historian Roy Thomas. A Rising Tide, an Ace Comics publication. Available now in print or digital format on Amazon.com.
This is The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
Thank you for tuning in to Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Publications and Brian K. Morris production. Member of the Comic Book Advocating Network and sponsored by GeekInsider.com. Become part of our show with sponsorship and advertising opportunities. For details, contact advertising at geekinsider.com or visit podcast.geekinsider.com. The Geek Insider podcast is available on your favorite app, so please hit the follow button and share it out to your friends, because if you don't, you might have to turn in your geek card.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, indievolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
If you love comic books, you'll love ComicsPriceGuide.com, the world's largest comic book price guide. Basic membership is free, and you'll have access to an amazing message board with a fantastic community of your fellow collectors. You can also upload your comic book inventory and manage its value in real time. Learn more about your favorite comics with their database of over 950,000 comics. It's a great place to sell, buy, or trade comics. So celebrate being a geek and sign up for comicspriceguide.com today. Looking for highly entertaining pop culture podcasts with high production values? Then check out the Journey into Comics podcast network at journeyintocomics.com. Nate Phillips and his crew deliver an amazing variety of downloadable podcasts on a variety of pop culture subjects, from comic books to entertaining with friends, from Doctor Who to professional wrestling. If you have a geek interest, the Journey into Comics podcast network is made just for you. For a complete downloadable selection of their shows, go to journeyintocomics.com. You can also subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Podbean, and Stitcher Radio. So, for an incredible selection of pop culture podcasts that consistently deliver insight and humor, check out journeyintocomics.com today.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a classic hero in a high-flying, fast-paced, and action-packed steampunk adventure. The original Skyman battles the Master of Steam with an introduction by comics icon and historian Roy Thomas. A Rising Tide, an Ace Comics publication. Available now in print or digital format on Amazon.com.
So let's go.
Ooh. Oh. My nippies got hard.